This is the lunchtime roundup thing that still doesn't have any name. I am Neil Atkinson. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Rob Goodman. Rob, how are you?
I'm fine. Oh, it has got a jingle though.
It's got a jingle, yeah. It's
Lunchtime roundup. Lunchtime words to that effect.
Lunchtime roundup. Lunchtime roundup. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take that all day. Yeah. That'll do us. So, what are you rounding up?
Yeah, there was a soccer match last night which we all watched, and I think we're all struggling to think about the bits which were memorable from it. As I said to you just before, I have a vague memory of Daniel Sturridge looking at a ball coming across his path and thinking, another day maybe. And it was, and then I'm thinking, oh, we're in business here. We're actually beginning to play, and then nothing else happened after that. That was the end of the game as we knew it.
It was. It was a pretty abject game of football. One of those which you've just got to get sorted out. Andy just put the kettle on. That's how dull this is. There's that little happening. But it was that sort of game, and it was awful to see. But they happen in Europe. I mean, I cited the Vitesse Arnhem game in my article last night, Rob, because I remember that from 02 under Houllier, when nothing happened and Liverpool went through, and nothing happened over 2 legs, which was remarkable.
There were games early, Rafa, when we went out in 2009-10, wasn't there? Some terrible games.
Yeah, some terrible games of football. This is what happens. So basically, there's no news apart from Jermaine Pennant. Jermaine Pennant is the news.
Well, Jermaine Pennant's lifting the lid. I read was the headline.
Lifting the lid
on his Liverpool career. In fact, it just seems to have one anecdote, and it's a really good one. In the 2007 Champions League final, let's remember Jermaine Pennant played for Liverpool in a Champions League final.
And some people said he was man of the match.
Yeah, it was
something which I strongly disagree with, but that's a discussion for another day.
It is. Apparently, he left some tickets for his uncle somewhere at a ticket office in the ground. But the game had kicked off, and he's playing the football, and an announcement comes. Well, Jermaine Pennant, that's Jermaine Pennant, report to the ticket office.
It's the idea that he's playing, that you can hear his name.
He actually said he had a moment where he thought, "Am I meant to leave the pitch now to deal with this situation?"
That's Jermaine for you. So there's no game this weekend for Liverpool.
No, it's weird, isn't it? It's a good thing, isn't it? Now you look at the likes of, say, City, who we're very focused on. They've got Chelsea,
and then they've got to go to Kiev.
Yeah,
and then they've got the mighty boys in red.
Yeah, twice.
Who can 4-0 them into the ground, or 0-0 them, or get beat 3-0. That's what the mighty boys in red do. Yeah,
maybe I hope we do at least one of those things over the 2 games to them. That would be nice. I wouldn't take just one. I want 2 of them, but that would be anyway. So I think it's a good thing we got a blank weekend. It makes life horrible because I hate a weekend without football. So I don't know.
What you do?
I don't know. What do you do with yourself?
What do you do?
And he's gesticulating. He's giving an action that you could be doing, but I won't do that. Well, I will. But so a weekend without.
I'm intrigued. What's your weekend without football look like?
Yeah, I know. I'm having a thought.
I'm just giving you a panic here.
I could drink heavily, but I need a reason to drink heavily. Usually, no, I don't. Well, in football terms, we got a 7-day break now. It's one of the weirdest rotational dilemmas sort of setups I can ever remember.
Yeah.
Because you can rest them all, so you can go again, but then you got this game 3 days later, which is the biggest game of the season. So what Jurgen was interesting last night, I thought, with his comments, with people going, he felt that there was an implication we were meant to put that tie to bed last night. And he said, well, he sort of more or less said, what's putting it to bed? 4 or 5-0 in Augsburg. So that's just disrespectful. They are not rubbish. And anything less, he said 1 or 2-0, even away, although it would be a great score, is not put to bed. We were always going to have to put a strong team out. I think it's going to be very, very interesting how the likes of Coutinho, Firmino and Sturridge go again and again and again over a 5-day period next week.
But my other thing on that as well is that, I'm going to talk about this on the Friday show, which we're going to go and record in a minute, is that there's a conversation around the fact that we've actually got a pretty poor record this season of good win, good performance, and following her up with a second game. And this is what concerns, quite consistently.
The consistency.
Even scoring 5 against Norwich, yes, we conceded 4, but then the next game was when we went through on penalties against Stoke, but it was the 1-0. You think about the Newcastle game that followed, the Southampton 6, and now there's this one after the
Palace
6.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
There's just no back-to-backing of this team.
There's no back-to-backing, so that's something that the manager needs to address. So we've got the Friday show today. We'll be doing AFQ. I'll be asking for questions from about 4:45. I think they'll probably start coming in the questions. We're also going to be recording a quiz show, but that's not going to go out for ages. And then tomorrow there's some what we call histories for subscribers as well that we're doing over the League Cup. And on Sunday, the last part of 87-88 will be out. That's everything that you need to know. That's everything that's fit to print. That's the Anfield wrap. And if we don't see you, have a lovely weekend.